Hello all, welcome back. Well, this is M-Dog and we're doing another in our leveling series. I think we're going to fish at Mosquito today. And quick channel update. I think I have decided I'm going to at least attempt to do a first episode of Jurassic World Evolution, the strategy game that came out from Frontier a couple years ago. It seems like in my head that's going to be fun. You can usually tell after an episode or two if I'm going to enjoy it as well as if it's getting any kind of good, traction or feedback on YouTube. So hopefully look out for that later today. I'm hoping I'll be able to get to the first episode of that. I think I'm just going to start a new campaign and just kind of go through the maps. I also have some of the DLC, so there's some content that I've actually never seen before. The only thing I'm doing here at Winding before we go back to Mosquitoes, I was trying to see if any of them had size 6 hooks. Isn't it interesting? There's a 5, so we might splurge and get the 5. Isn't it interesting that 6s are just absolutely sold out? We'll have to remember, what level is this, 14? No, that 18. Good grief. We'll have to remember when we go back to Belaya, right? Or Oldburg next time. We'll check the stock there too. I really want a 6 carp hook. I also think we're at the point where we do need to spend some silver on hooks. When we're trying to target specific fish, it can be really helpful to have the options of different hook sizes. Of course, we want a couple more carp hooks, but mostly what we need are classic or regular hooks. And I haven't decided at all, like, what we're going to do in terms of, like, what are we saving for next, you know? I mean, other than upgrading the rig again, and a camping light would be nice, but man, look at it, for our level, that's expensive, right? 189 silver. All right, so let's go ahead and get some more ground bait. We need to be leveling up ground bait pretty aggressively. I actually think we want to go... Okay, so we've got 11 of those. Let's also get the... we need millet porridge. We can get 10 of those. And we want... This is getting expensive. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 for now of the bloodworms. And... 6 of the maggots. We may have enough attractants. We're still pretty much... Oh, we can use... That's right. Caramel. We tried vanilla before, right? We haven't really tried caramel more, but we know sunflower oil is just so neutral. It works in almost everything. All right, let's just go get some lines in the water, and then we can make some ground bait and keep digging while we're going. I also think... Another place our silver will go soon is we really want to keep pressing on harvesting baits. We're so close to 30. Semolina is awesome, but really what we're wanting is garlic dough. I mean, garlic dough at 35 in the current meta is a game changer. There are often bream spots popping up at Oldburg. The fire is still going. I love it. That just works so good on garlic dough. Garlic dough is worth getting to. It's worth sacrificing some silver and really getting there. I think where we want to fish is somewhere over here. The exact coordinates that I was going to try is 4162. So it's basically here. And I think we want to go just like right in front of us. All right, and we want to start with just pearl barley. I guess let's do, for now we'll do Crucian Gibel carp because we haven't Do we want to do one with a larger hook? With pearl barley? Yeah, let's do an 8 and let's just see how it goes. All right, this is just going to be a little short clip here. Like, we just want to kind of see what the bite rate's like here, what kind of fish we're catching. And then during the day, what we'll probably do is, yeah, 14's fine. What we'll do during the day is go back over to that spot that's to the south of here and see if we can catch a trophy overnight. I'm just curious if there's trophies biting right now. We're going pearl barley straight across just till we see what, if anything, is biting right here off of pearl barley. Okay, so the first thing I want to make is our super powered bloodworms, maggot, and sunflower oil. We want to make at least a couple stacks of this. And then I want to do a couple stacks of our fake bream, which is crackers, millet porridge, and maggots with the sunflower oil. And I think we can do 2 stacks of those for now. And if we don't have a fish on, it's going to be bad. Okay, we have fish on. So let's see what we're catching here. That's a nice crucian, especially for this time of day. Gibel. If you are just starting out, this is a good time to be leveling. There's a lot of nice places to fish on Mosquito right now. Okay. Let's see if we had any recent comments. Okay, so someone was telling me that they had 69 fish in 1 hour at that spot that's right over there, kind of by the camp. We fished there a couple times, so that's been a good spot for them. Somebody was asking, where do we get the map? So the external map that you see me using sometimes, that actually, okay, there's a nice common roach. That actually, I found that link from the RF4 website. So if you go to the user created content section of the RF4 forum, then hopefully you'll be able to find it there if it's still there. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where I got it exactly because it was just a link from, I probably downloaded that 1.5 years or more ago, maybe more than that. Someone said, let's see, who is this? Yash said, can't wait to see a review on Quarry Lake. What gear, bait to make huge silver on that place? Well, I'm not sure if I think this leveling series will make it to Quarry Lake or not. It could. But the thing about Quarry Lake, to make the most silver normally, you really have to transition from feeder fishing to spin fishing and learn how to do trolling, which I've had some videos, one of them not too long ago, showing you how to do trolling. So it's more about getting gear. Ideally, you want gear that's like around the strength of like a Saber 60 would be ideal for Quarry. Now, people certainly make it work with less than that. Since you've got a boat, you can kind of chase the fish down. But for the most part, you're going to want either spinning rods or bait casting setups for Corey that allow you to efficiently troll and reel in the fish. And that's pretty much what Corey is all about. Sometimes there are decent places where you can bottom fish for char in the morning and at night, and sometimes overnight burbot will be good, but there's no question that your best money at Corey is if you get into trolling. Alright, so what do we think about this spot? We probably should just use like Crucian Gibel ground bait here. That seems to be primarily what we're catching. Considering, oftentimes, I do like that we're also catching roach here though. Oftentimes all the spots slow down around this time of day. So it's a pretty good sign that this spot has been as good as it has been for this time. And if you're trying to get some roach orders and some of those like easy Crucian Gibel orders, like this might be a really good place where both are being caught really quickly. So we've got roach, Crucians, and Gibels. Seems pretty good. Another nice one. Over a kilo. We do have a little larger hook. Since we're just catching Crucian Gibels and roaches, that's probably too big a hook. We're hurting our bite size, our bite rate, and not benefiting from much of anything with that size hook, I would say, especially during the day. Let's see how many steps away from the other spot we are here. Alright, so it's right over there, right? It's a little ways. I don't think I'd want to fish both spots at the same time. I was just trying to think about in my mind like what our plan's going to be tonight once it gets to be evening. Well, that's another Crucian Gibel over a kilo, so maybe this hook size is just fine. We should have done this at the beginning, but I kind of want to run up to the cafe and just see what we're looking at. If there's any orders that are just too good, then you know, we may want to adjust our night plans a little bit. I remember we're using only pearl barley, which I have 720 pieces from leveling up our bait harvesting. Let's see if there were any other comments that I haven't mentioned yet from recent videos. So it was Folkart replied. So this was the person that was telling me about at Belaya in the last message, that you could sort of step a few feet to the right of where we were fishing to catch more brown trout instead of just the grayling. But he was updating and saying, he or she was updating and saying that it didn't work nearly as well today. It could have been the weather, or they've moved a little bit. So let's just go ahead and turn this order in. If we start getting sleepers, I guess it depends on how much time's left on this roach order. There's plenty of time. Yeah, we kind of want to focus on that one first. There is a rough order, but... oh, and it's such a good one, too. Maybe we'll spend the first part of the night on Crucian Gibels and then try to catch a few rough towards the end of the night. Because that's an easy rough order. They just have to be over, what was it, 20? And you get over 30 silver. But I really think... oh, he's like fishing right there? Huh. Interesting. That's where he caught his trophy crucian. I was reading chat. That's an interesting spot. Okay, there's a nice roach. That'll help us towards our roach orders. So I think I want to go with, woo, we are catching the Gibels right here. Maybe there are trophies here. Oh yeah, that's what we need to get next is night crawlers. We'd be catching a lot of trophies if we had night crawlers, I'm pretty sure. Is that a sleeper? Is it sleeper time? It looks like we're kind of dropping them in right where it gets deep there. It's kind of a cool little spot. That's a nice one. Pearl barley is, it's just phenomenal. It's like catching everything here. Someone else commenting that my volume's too low. I guess I can adjust. I've been increasing my levels, but I can also increase my mic volume on OBS. I guess let me know if that's any better. I think we're going to have that larger roach order done from this spot. This is another one of those high volume catch spots. Question will be, what does this spot look like at night? Alright, next fish on the first line. We're going to switch it into a carp rod, carp rig. 44.63. So I'm kind of seeing what Dead Goldfish is talking about here. Level 20. 44.63 is where he was casting to. I think what he means, but let's see if this matches up. So he was casting to here, which is the spot that we've been fishing at. But he was casting from here. So he kind of had it clipped in to go over to there, it looks like. And that's where he caught a trophy on night crawlers. Which I think in several of these spots that we've shown, if you have night crawlers, you will likely get some trophy crucian gibels and or sleepers, because they just seem to be so active right now, and a lot of them are big. I think night crawlers would push them over that edge. Oh, wait, this is the one we're changing. All right, let's get these caught and back in the water, because that'll take me a minute to change that rig. Okay, so we're changing this to a classic hair rig. We do have a size 5 hook now. And we also have some wild cherry dip. So for now, we're going to keep it at that same little clip and just see if this is doing anything in this spot. If we get no bites for a while, what we might do is rotate over to that other spot. But I'm wondering if this spot might even be better right now. And I want to see how this spot changes at night. Usually these spots get better at night, so let's see if that's the case with this one, and let's see if we have to change baits, or if pearl barley is just going to be killer all night, or the whole day here. Having that boilie in will slow us down, but if the fish are biting it, then it's worth trying to see if it increases our trophy chances. If we start catching, you know, if it's a slow bite rate and we're catching a lot of like 300 and 400 gram fish on there, not seeing a trophy, it's not worth it because the cost of the baits, the expense of the baits and the dip, but mostly the baits. A lot of times at night it feels like switching to worms and maggots are the way to go over things like pearl barley and bread. But let's give it a little bit of time because pearl barley has been so good in this spot. Especially for roach. What I like is that we've gotten six roach over 300 grams. And then some other sort of mid-sized ones. It's helpful for some of those cafe orders. In fact, let's see. 5, 6, 7. So if they all have to be over 300, we're one short. If it's a Gibel, right? We're on a run of small Gibels right now. Y'all don't give Dur a hard time about dark chocolate. No, come on. Uh-oh. We've got a serious bite going on our boilie right now. Alright, that's promising. That is a nice fatty. That's also a nice crucian. And notice it was just on pearl barley. We're up to 28%. It is not going to take much for us to push to semolina. feel like overall, even though we've gotten some decent fish here, it has slowed down tremendously at night. Alright, before we switch to all worm, let's try sweet dough here for a second. We need to make some more sweet dough. That'll help us level up a little bit. But mostly what we're thinking is worm or maggots this time of night, right? So that's the sweet dough. Is that a roach? No, Gibel. Worms have actually been slow. Guess really what we should try as well is bread. It's amazing how close I actually am and how hard it was for me to find it. This has got a nice little fish on. I want to move them all over, but I was trying to catch one more fish over here just to see what we get. It's about to go off. I don't know. We're catching... Oh, we got points in bottom fishing. We're catching nice ones here. I just think both these spots are so good. But this one's easier if we want to start switching over to rough a little bit. Wow, what is this? Guess what, guys? That is why you use boilies. All right. That's kind of not going to be anywhere near weekly because of all the night crawlers. Look at these night crawlers. They're going crazy for night crawlers right now. Spicy cherry 16. That's getting close. Yeah, so I was really worried that these spicy cherry boilies weren't going to be hot, like they were going to be too slow a bite rate, but that's not the case at all. They're actually really good. Sweet Dough's been a little slow for me at night, but Ryan just caught 2 trophies on Sweet Dough. Oh, I like it, Ryan. No broken rods, no broken reels. 12 trophies. He's got a Saber 60, knows how to pick a reel. And that Fortuna feeder, one of the best feeders in the game. Diversifying between bottom fishing and spin fishing. He's even going after burbot. Somehow got his hand on some night crawlers. Life is good. So I guess if you have access to all the baits right now and you're trying this spot out, you could try the boilie, but probably the best thing is like putting night crawlers with maybe size 6 or 8 hook on a couple, and then maybe doing Sweet Dough or bread or boilies on your third if you didn't want to go all the same bait. But night crawlers, honestly, it's like we're just living in a night crawler meta right now. It'll change. It always does, but night crawlers are really good right now. It's a nice Gibel on Sweet Dough. So to me, it seems like Sweet Dough is just a little slower at night, but it is catching big fish. I'm going to go Sweet Dough times 2 and then boilies on 1. I do need to switch to rough soon if we're going to switch. I don't know. This is kind of fun. We can let that rough order go, right? Maybe we should go see if that roach order is still up, if we finished it. All right. What size hook do we have on Sweet Dough? Let's go up to 11 on this one. And then I think we can go to 8 on the other one. Might slow our bite rate down again a little bit, but it might give us some fat fish. All right, let's get nibbles. Let's just hustle. We'll see how much time we have on that rough order. You know, we might be able to scramble together, even like starting at 7 or 8 a.m., enough rough to do this order if we have time for it. We're getting awfully close to level 14. Man, we just need one more roach. Okay, we should be able to do that though. Plenty of time on those. Enough time on the rough as well. We need one more sleeper, which we sometimes catch in the spot as well. We just have to switch back to pearl barley. I don't know if Sweet Dough will catch the sleepers or the rough. or the roach that much. It might, but we're pretty dialed in on Gibels and Crucians on the baits we're using right now. And we actually do have 2 size 8 hooks. We could put both of them at size 8, but I just wanted to see what that does to the bite rate. See how slow it's getting. Even in chat, we're not seeing a ton of Gibels and Crucians caught, even though I know 2 or 3 people are fishing in this spot. I think if we were using worms, bread, some of the easier baits, we'd catch them a little faster, but smaller, probably smaller one as well. What is the Avia? Beluga Evia. It must be like a lower level beluga reel. Huh. 18.5 kilo drag. Interesting. Bless you. Bless you. So the trophy came in on this. Kind of wanting to keep it in the water a little longer. Wow. There's the roach we needed, right? And it's a huge one. Let's go ahead and switch it though. See if we can get this silly rough order done real quick. They're making a comeback, y'all. So he was casting here 10 to 15 meters towards there. If I understood him correctly. Still getting points and getting red worms. Let me see if I'm right on that roach order. So that's 24 silver. How are we doing on this one? Oh, yeah. That's 10 more silver. Six more silver. Okay. I don't know of like a super active tench spot right now. That's a rough one. So still nothing on this, huh? What is amazing is that we still have 53 fish after turning in all those orders. Pinch spot. All right, that's two, right? Honey doe. Durr just caught a really nice gibel on honey doe. There's a roach. Honey doe is down the list a little bit though, isn't it? Where's honey doe? Cottage cheese, cheese garlic, pea porridge, egg doe, honey doe. 55%. Durr been doing good on his bait harvesting. I think we were getting a nibble over here, weren't we? Slow. Too slow. Might be worth doing overnight, but not at this point. This rough order done. So that's 3, I think. We're going to catch a couple perch on this one probably, because the hook size is a little big for rough. Guess what? That's a rough. So that's 4 if we have to use that big one. Fast bites on this first line. So that's 4 or 5. Okay, I think that's all we needed. You know what we could do? We could try that 5 carp hook with sweet dough. Curious to see what that's like. I don't think it's even worth leaving these in the water. We've got what we came for in terms of rough. Wanted to get a little bit more soak time here before we wrap this episode up. And we'll let these sit here for a minute and we'll go turn in our rough order. 8 sweet dough. And 14, 12 sweet dough. Okay. I guess one thing we could do, our next purchase could be a picker rod. That kind of rules out having rods that are more set up for carp, though. That is great. We've done so many orders today. We will never need for worms again. 728. Remember when we first started and we were like, oh, let's go to the cottage, get our free worms for the day? Alright, we've got like a couple minutes left of decent fishing here before it warms up, or middle of the day where it'll slow down a little bit on big fish. So far our big carp hook is getting small fish, although I bet at night and early in the morning it would be nice. If we have another session like this later, we might be able to afford those night crawlers. Wow. That's a big boy. Overcast day. We're so close to level 14. This was what, 8? Yeah. 8 might be the sweet spot here. We're going to be as close as possible to leveling without leveling. Hold on. Towards the down tree. So you're casting basically to where I am fishing, but from farther away. Gotcha. So what Dead Goldfish is doing is standing over there, but then casting 20 to 25 meters to here. Just being closer to the camp. I really wanted to see what was on this last fish on. And that's the stump he's talking about 3 meters away. Alright, there we go. Ooh, I like how close to leveling we are. Alright. We didn't get any more sleepers, but we weren't using sleeper bait, so... If we had had worm, even bread, possibly pearl barley, certainly maggots, that kind of stuff, we had gotten a lot more sleepers mixed in too. But I wanted to see what the trophies were looking like. Alright, so that's another 83 silver. Good grief. 174. That might have been our best day at Mosquito yet. I don't know. It's pretty tremendous. Okay. So I think next time we'll try to push towards 250, and then we'll travel to get those night crawlers and see what that does to our Crucian and Gibel life. All right. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.